It's Ricochet, talking loud, not saying much. I'm bulletproof. Good morning. Nothing to lose. Fire away, fire away. Good morning, Melissa. Hello, KK. Hello, Kala. Judy, Cassie. Ricochet, go take your aim. Fire away, fire away. So I've kind of I've been awake for a while. I've been awake and thinking, as I do every morning, and just thinking. And I figured you guys could tell me your thoughts on whatever you want to tell me. I'm doing good, Yellow Puke Road. Good morning, Sybil. So yeah, kind of just, okay, how do I release, relinquish, and request with a full moon? That's a good question. Full moon's coming. Full moon's coming. Full moon's coming. So the best way is to generate a charge to help really amplify your intention. And as the full moon rises, just open your hand and let it go. That's how I would do it. Oh, thank you, Deanna. I had someone from my past come back who I love dearly and broke my heart, and I don't know if I should open up to them, so I've been in my head. You shouldn't know if you should open up to them. You should question that. You should absolutely question that. They left, or you left, for a reason, okay? You don't just forget what happened because they're back. You give them time to show you that this is a different circumstance and that it's healthy for them to be back. But until they do that, no, you should not be just taking them back in and like, oh, nothing ever happened. No, that's how you repeat cycles if you do that. And it's not that they're not ever worthy of your trust again. It's that they have to earn it. They have to earn it back. So good morning, Fakinva. My story, Shivani, my story is definitely a story. Here's the thing. In order to swim in the deepest waters of your heart's ocean, you have to be acclimated to the pressures that the depth usually produces. So if you're not used to swimming in the deep, it's going to be very difficult for you to maintain that depth. Now, if you've lived a life full of crushing pressure, the deep is my home. That's just what it is. I've always been like this. Even as a child, I've always been ridiculously intense and very difficult to understand, according to my family. Let's see. I'm starting a new job Monday, and an ex-friend works there, and I'm a little nervous about how it's going to be. Shannon, program that. Program that with, you know what, this ex-friend is now a coworker, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing because they don't want to lose their job off of stupid BS drama, so they're not going to bring that into the workplace. Program it. Let's see. I should have brought my glasses down here. Hold on. Let me just make this. I wonder if I can make this bigger. I can't. Let's see. So how does one manifest? Catherine's been trying for 3 years. Well, that's a thing. Manifestation is not about trying. It's about existing in a state of knowing and standing out of your own way. It's about entering a phase of gnosis. So right now, society, religions, they talk about faith. You have to have faith. You have to have hope. That doesn't do anything but perpetuate the fear, the lacking. Because when you hope, this is an acknowledgement that you lack something, but you hope that one day you won't. When you have faith, it's like, I hope something's going to save me, but I'm not strong enough to do it myself. So I'm going to trust that hopefully, best case scenario. But when you enter in a state of gnosis, which is kind of where I'm at on my journey, um, I don't hope for things. People mistake my gnosis for like, oh, she's very confident, she's badass. No, I'm not confident, I'm not badass, but I exist in a state of knowing. Gnosis is knowing. So I know nothing truly harmful, unnecessarily harmful will be allowed to happen. I know that for a fact. So that takes away the fear. I know when I allow myself to receive, all of my needs are provided for. It's me that determines how much my abundance in all of its forms is restricted. It's me that does that. So I know that when I choose to stop being stubborn, my abundance comes in all of its forms: friendship, um, business stuff, whatever it is, all of its forms. So you have to shift into trying. You have to shift from trying into knowing it's going to happen when you allow it. That's how you manifest. That's totally how you manifest. I've manifested quite a bit in my life doing this, including the negatives. Manifesting the worst case scenario because that's all I worry about. Like, God, I know this is going to be bad. And that's how I learned. No, I know this is going to be something that challenges me, but that challenge is to grow me. So I'm okay with it. So if you shift your perception, it definitely makes a huge difference. Huge difference. Let me see. Good morning, Paula Lopez. Let's see. When does my next class open up? Which classes, LaShawn? For the Kokoro 33, that's just an ongoing class. There is no limit on the seats. You can sign up on my website, meevolving.com/Kokoro. I should just write that. Nope. I think I spelled that right. I don't have my glasses on. Does the full moon really affect me? I'm a Pisces, in and out of drama with this Virgo. What's the moon doing to us? Honestly, I have for a very long time, I thought the whole planetary positioning and lunar cycle was BS. And I totally 100% believed that people use it as an excuse for their shitty behavior. Now, I still feel that, but I also feel it has a very real effect on the way you process things, your perception. It has a very real effect. It really, really does. So, yes, Tiffany Dawn, what you think about all day is what you end up manifesting. Manifestation requires massive loads of energy to bring something into manifest form. So wherever you're thinking, that's where the energy is going. So it's not that you're to ignore problems. You have to acknowledge the problem in order to begin thinking of the solution. And you can't just fixate on the solution. You have to begin implementing that solution. So, yeah. Wait, what? Bokima says, I did your meditations on the beach Wednesday while on a girls' trip with Gina. I heard 3 times someone say Seeker of the Diamond Code. Someone said that to you, or you heard that? Um, how did you feel when you heard that? It's now 66% at 6:55. 66655. Woo, woo. I am Filipina, and a bunch of other things. I don't know what I am. My Yeah, no, I have asked my mom, "What are we?" And she goes, "Oh, Filipina." I'm like, "You don't look Filipina." Quit lying. Oh my gosh, 65% at 6:56. 65656. Love it. But yeah, no, I had asked her because she's light as heck. Like she's ridiculously light skinned, like day glow. And then you look at her nose, and that's not a Filipino nose, boo boo. That is not a Filipino nose, boo boo. We don't have that refined Anglo nose. I don't know what we are. I hear something about Spanish, but Filipino is like the typical Filipino has some sort of Asian, and then, of course, the indigenous Malay, and then Spanish, and all kind of smorgasbord of stuff. But Bukinva, if you were feeling uncomfortable about that, I would definitely make sure you scan yourself. Diamond codes are extremely high frequency, and if they're seeking the keeper of the codes, I don't get a very good feeling about it. I just don't. But again, I'm a little bit paranoid lately. The planets have made me paranoid lately. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm just like, what do you want to know that for? Why? Who are you? Who sent you? The conversations in my head. Um, oh, thank you, Tiffany Dawn. She sees the universe in my eyes. Let's see. Um, how do you know if I've met what's DM? Is that an M? Oh, Tamara, I'm so sorry that that happened to you. You have to remove this notion of the right one. You are the right one. You don't need something else to complete you. You were born complete. And my concern is that you repeat cycles looking for the right one. There is no right one. Everything that you come across will be a reflection of what your current frequency is. Everything. So if you are still in a phase where you don't fully value yourself, then everyone that comes across your path will most likely reflect that. And yes, I've spoken about how I met my husband 20 something years ago when I didn't fully value myself. I didn't understand the concept of self love, but on some level, I did. And he reflected that. He's what got me to understand this is something that's always been inside of me. Shift what you are allowing to be reflected, and what will be reflected will be something beautiful. But until then, it's not. It's going to be another repeat of cycles that you don't want to repeat. Um, let's see. Um, Lisa Love, I finally saw the presence that stays in my hallway. He peeked into my room, but he stayed at the door. My room is my sacred space, so he could not enter. Should I leave him be? Do you want him there? Because if you don't want him there, your house, your home is an extension of your room. It's just a matter of what you want. Ask him. If he doesn't bother you, then definitely don't get aggressive. But ask him why he's there. Ask him, like, is there a reason you're here? He doesn't bother your daughter, does he? If he bothers your daughter, you definitely need to kick him out. I don't think he bothers your daughter, though. Joe is asking, do you believe that we all have past life? I believe yes. I've been doing this work for quite some time. I have worked with so many different people, so many. And you'd be hard pressed to find a person who hasn't had a previous life. And if we want to really be honest, um, most people have had quite a few previous lives, quite a few, just circling back round and round. So yeah, I believe that. I remember quite a few of my lives. So I absolutely believe that. Uh, you had an attachment removed, but you feel its energy around your fiance who doesn't necessarily believe in things like attachments. Well, it sounds like whoever removed the attachment wasn't very thorough. Um, when you are intimate with someone, and you typically are if it's a fiance, uh, what ends up happening is you connect on a core level. When you're intimate, you connect on a core level. And so one is typically injecting the other with whatever they have. So there's a strong likelihood that the thing is around your fiance, has latched onto your fiance because it's been removed from you, which it's not your fault. Um, it should have been explained to you. I would recommend a parasitic extraction. You can find that on my website. And that's my issue with people doing extractions and they don't really know what they're doing. It creates a bigger problem because when you go to be intimate with him again, it's going to get injected back into you. So it's back and forth, back and forth. They are STDs, spiritually transmitted disharmony. That's what it is, spiritually transmitted disharmony. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. How can I read whether I can trust someone? I can usually read good or bad in people, but not the two people that I must at this moment. It seems as though it's one of two things. Either they have a shielding that you haven't been exposed to yet, and so you're not able to detect that shield and therefore you can't read them, or this one is hard, or your higher self is intentionally blocking your ability to read them so you can't cheat through this lesson and you're about to get served a major lesson. Talk with your higher self. Got to start talking to your higher self. If you don't talk to your higher self, you will be clueless as to what's going on. Um, I feel like it has to do with your higher self. I feel like you have struggles with avoidance, and your higher self is like, no, not this time. You's gonna learn. Like things like that make me nervous. It makes me so nervous. My higher self doesn't allow me to read for myself. It I can if it's like a really serious circumstance that presents a very real danger, an unnecessary danger. My higher self will absolutely tell me, so I can avoid it. But I don't listen very good. I don't know. Maybe she's just mad at me at this point. She's just like, look, little girl, you don't listen. You're nervous. It's important. It is important. You know that saying because you say it's about love. You've heard that saying, "All's fair in love and war." A year and a half. That's interesting. That's interesting. So, Saul, a year and a half before my son was conceived, I was dating someone, not my son's father. My son reminds me of the other man. Do you think it's possible my son has the essence of that other man? What if he were dating that other man to help calibrate your half of the genetic coding to be more like his? And so when you conceived, your half that went to the creation of your son would be more like his. That's a possibility. Definitely a possibility. Um, Hi, Angela Doyle. Black wings, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Um, some people who are very benevolent have black wings. It doesn't necessarily always mean evil. You do absolutely take DNA from every partner. Yep. You take DNA from every partner, from every child, every person that you mix bodily secretions with. Oh my God, that makes my back itchy. I'm serious. Everyone you mix bodily secretions with, you are taking in their DNA. Yeah. So it's gross, but oh my gosh. Let's see. I'm very Tiffany Dawn, I'm so glad you commented this. She says, I'm very cautious about who has access to me lately, and it's not out of arrogance. It's out of the need to continue to protect my space and energy as I continue to do the work to elevate myself. 100% full support of that. You guys, you have to be socially selective. And this is not about you being stuck up. This is not about you thinking you're above everyone. This is about you recognizing your space is sacred. It's a sacred space. Not everyone should have access to that. You have to understand not everyone has the same heart as you. Not everyone has pure intentions. And unless you can figure out who has pure intentions and who doesn't, you're going to need to pause and observe them first before you allow entry. Not everyone should be allowed to enter the hallowed halls of your temple. This is beyond just sex. This is like all of life. It's, it's important. People have said to me for much of my life that I come off as like stuck up or snobby or not friendly. Nah, I'm hella motherfucking friendly. But if I can't discern whether you have ill intentions towards me, yeah, I'm gonna be mute. I will observe you. And you're gonna have to be okay with that. You want to swim in my water? I need to do a full-on test of your energy. No, I don't test people. But I do pause. That's something I'm learning to do. Not the pausing, but I'm learning to accept that it's okay that I am pausing, that I'm being more selective. Because as time has gone on, I've become more and more selective. And that's okay. I should be. I should value myself in that way where I'm picking and choosing who I'm interacting with, who I'm allowing to take from my energy. I mean, that's just how it has to be. That's how it has to be. And you shouldn't feel bad for it. Anyone who is guilting you, who's trying to shame you for having standards, they don't deserve to be in your presence. You don't even have to explain it. It's just you're not worthy of me. Find someone else to victimize. I'm not going to participate. It's that simple. And I have said that. You know what? You're too much for what I'm willing to tolerate. I don't feel you're worthy of my friendship. You need to find someone else to victimize. You're too much. It's just, no bye, no nothing. You're too much. I don't need to explain any further. You're not going to want to hear what I have to say anyways. So let me just tell you you're too much and you're out. Let's see. No one can dim your light but yourself. Mhm. Most have been labeled crazy at some point. Most. I even labeled myself that. So, does cord cutting and healing remove the DNA of other partners? No, it does not. It does not. Sybil says it's called putting on big girl panties. I'm not going to finish that sentence. Don't say it, girl. Don't say it. Angel Lopez, no, I don't only help women, but I find your behavior to be very bichacho. So, you know what? The last time you were here on my live, hold on a second. Last time you were here on my live, you attempted to dominate my live and my attention, and I was very gracious with you, not blocking you. Give me one second. Uno momento, por favor. Let's see. Angel, thank you for volunteering. Shit. Hold up. Hold up. Thank you for volunteering to be a prime example of having standards. You are not welcome in my presence. I'm not playing that shit with you. Daddy, can you please log in on your laptop and block a certain mofo? What is your screen name? Where are you? Angel Lopez, ANG3L space L0P3Z. Huh? Yeah, if you could kindly block that disrespectful mofo, I would highly appreciate it. Right. No, you weren't only asking. You're disrespectful. You have a very limited perception, and it's not my job to make you my project and fix you. Fix yourself. Okay? You are in the presence of a strong ass woman. You will not manipulate me. Not even with your passive aggressive BS. You will not manipulate me. I see exactly what you're doing, and I'm calling you out on your bullshit. Anything else you want to say? You're lucky I can't remove you my damn self. You damn lucky. All right now we're going to do a clearing. We are going to clear all that demonic fuckery out of this live. Now, you guys, seriously, comments like that, oh, you only do this. No, you're not going to guilt me. I help whoever I feel like helping. I don't feel like helping you. My gifts are mine to choose who to share with. Okay? I'm not a martyr. I don't need you to like me. I don't need all these people witnessing your attempt to manipulate me to not think that I'm an asshole, because I can be a fucking asshole. Absolutely. Because I'm a human being. I can be a bitch, I can be an asshole, and I own those parts of me. When you own your parts, what ends up happening is they become your strengths instead of your weaknesses. People can't use your shadow to snuff your light because your shadow loves you. It follows behind you everywhere you go, loving on you, following you, mimicking your every move. So now it's time for you guys to stop being so ashamed of having standards, having needs, demanding respect when people try to low key disrespect you. I help a shit ton of people, men, women, transgender, alien, whatever the fuck. If my heart tells me to help you, I will. And if I don't feel like helping you, I fucking won't. And I won't feel bad about it. You're not going to shame me. I'm not some light worker, energy worker, whatever the fuck you want to try and fit me in to try and tell me that it's not spiritual for me to stand up for myself, because I will. I will stand up and you'll see how fucking tall I can be when I'm standing in my truth, Mr. Angel Lopez. I hope I don't know your ass on Facebook, because I know that name on Facebook. Calm down, girl. Now I'm all sorts of riled up. You don't get to try and do that shit to me. I don't think so. Go live your life happily somewhere else. Pester someone else. You want my undivided attention? Type your ass to my website, book a private session. You will have my undivided attention. I will stare at you the entire time. Ask me whatever the hell you want, and I will be very respectful. But until then, don't treat me like I owe you something, because I don't. Just saying. Just saying. Daddy, did you block him? Did you already remove him? Okay, I'm done lecturing him. So what do you guys want to talk about now? I know, this motherfucker, I can't block him there. How about this? How about this? No. I was gonna mess around and be like, I'm gonna curse you. If you comment again, I will put a curse. I don't do curses. Thank you, Aaliyah, Steve. Did I say your name right, girl? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. People too much. People too much. Oh, that's beautiful, Judy. That's beautiful. I know, heads have to roll sometimes. Oh my God. Let me see. I'm reporting you. I'm reporting you for pornography or sexually explicit material. Okay, let's go. Go ahead. Let me find another one of your comments. Yeah, no, the trolling doesn't bother me. Okay, let's report that again. Let's see. There you go. There you go. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Haley Smith says, as in September, Jupiter will be direct. We all Pisces will feel better. It's like fucking Jupiter. Fucking Jupiter. Damn it, Jupiter. Now, it's a lot of karmic things that rise up as Jupiter goes retrograde. And these are old things. The old things can no longer hurt you. If you allow yourself to just observe and really learn from what those lessons from the past were trying to teach you back then, you're at a higher level of understanding at this point. And so you're better equipped to understand what those lessons really were about. Allow yourself to look through it. Allow yourself to look through it. Hold on. Let it wash over me. All right. Let's see. Um, oh, thank you, Paulo Lopez. You came up in conversation last night. My husband and I, we were talking about like orders that needed to go out, and he was looking at I don't know what the hell he was looking at. He was going over a list of names of I guess people he recognizes that have been so supportive and have been with us for some time. And your name came up, and he's like, she lives near me. I guess you're from an area of the city that's very, very close to where he grew up. Let's see. Ooh, Aaliyah. Why do I feel so strong and so weak at the same time? That I've found when you enter that stage of being, you are becoming hyper aware of your totality because you do have many aspects that are seen as a weakness, but you can harness them and make them your strength. So, yeah, you're entering an elevated understanding of self and journey. That's beautiful. Let's see. Uh, Kim, why is it when things happen on your live, strange things happen in my house? I'm hearing noise. What's happening? Kim, I think what's going on is you are an elevated type of empath with like poltergeist abilities. So when you get triggered, seeing me triggered, you then affect your environment. I don't necessarily feel like anything is actually there. Um, do I have your permission to scan your home? This is for Kim Althouse. Yep, we're from the Yay area. Um, okay. There's nothing there. You have a guide. You have a guide, and this guide apparently gets really hyped up when I'm hyped up. Was it like the sound of something banging, being banged? Hello, titanium. Shout it out. It's you who has further to fall. Yeah, like it's almost this visual of he got all hyped up because I was hyped and doing my neck roll, and he grabbed the pot. I was like, yeah, damn right, yeah. Like, calm down, my phone. Calm down. Calm down, spirit guide. Calm down. He's hitting shit, is what it is. Tell him, look, if you can't handle your feelings, we can't be watching Emmy no more. He for real got hyped. It looked like he took a silver platter and was banging it. Like, what's wrong with you? You can't be the hype man like that. That's what you're hearing. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's like a former homie. Give you some pounds, mister. Oh, let's see. Um, oh, Judy Ramirez, you meditated about 2 weeks ago and went to a space that was sacred to let go, and you finally did and saw image spirals and saw a face which you thought was yours, but as you look closer, it wasn't me. It's you. It's another form of you. The spirals are the ascension. Excuse me. So the ascension path is actually a spiral, and it's like a Fibonacci sequence. As it ascends, it comes tighter and tighter into itself. I believe that's what you saw. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry you got a heavy chest, Marcia. I know I need to not be so upset. So it could have just been a simple, hello, Angel Lopez, you're going to now be blocked. But instead, I got Hype Man over there hyping me up too. Blame it on him. It's Hype Man's fault. I'm joking. It's not Hype Man's fault. Let's see. Back of a moose's leg? What is that about? So Sharon, you want to know how to start your spiritual journey. This is the weird thing. You've always been on your spiritual journey. And it's just a matter of you allowing yourself to recognize, acknowledge the spirituality in everything that happens in your life. You're already on a spiritual journey. It's nice if meditation and tarot readers help to ripen that inner and understanding, but it's not necessary. As long as you're listening to tarot readers to get confirmation for internal guidance, then that's perfectly fine. But if you're going to tarot readers to substitute for the messages you're ignoring from your higher self, that won't work in your favor. It never does. It never works in your favor. Cerebral Sierra, do I do natal chart readings? No, I have a personal star guy. I tried to learn about astrology and I got some books and I was reading up how my houses are, what's in the houses, and then I stopped because I was like, so are you trying to say my soul is slutty? That's fucked up. My soul is slutty. So I had to stop. I was like, I don't understand any of this. It seems like my soul is slutty. I need to stop reading. Hold on. Let me see. I won't be able to bring him on, will I? I don't think I can bring him on. So you can, my personal astrologer. As his page is Hybrid Astrology on Instagram, and I swear to God, it freaks me out because I don't tell him much about my personal life and my plans, and then I go to him for a reading, and I'm like, oh, yeah, because he even gets the dates down. Yeah. He's really, really good. 72% at 729, 999. Yeah, he's really good. I was actually thinking this morning, I need to message him for another reading. I need to message him now. Hey, boo. I want to book another sesh with you. So yeah. He really, really is amazing. I can't rave about him enough. Because I was going through some really seriously stressful events months ago. And so I went and booked a session with him and I was gonna cry. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm not very good at comforting people. No, you don't have to comfort me. It's actually better that you don't baby me because if you do, I'm really gonna legit hella cry. But yeah, no, he gets it down to the dates. Everyone that I'm aware of that he's read for, because I've brought him on my channel before. they've been all kind of wowed at how accurate his readings are. And he doesn't do psychic clairvoyant stuff. This is strictly, he created his own system, hybrid astrology. He takes Vedic and whatever else. There's two types, sidereal. I don't, whatever. I'm not an astrology person. He takes those two and he hybridizes them, and he's able to read so freaking accurately. It's ridiculous. I'm just like, can I just put you in my pocket? Like, hey, what should I do today? Yeah, and he gives you really good, solid advice. His sessions, seriously, his sessions are amazing. Amazing. Absolutely way beyond the value of it is way beyond what he charges, like way, way beyond. So check him out. Check him out. It will give you very solid advice. How did I find him? So I don't know if he'd be okay with me telling you guys this, but I'll tell you anyways. Because he become a friend. He found one of my live streams on Facebook, and he had messaged and was like, oh, very interesting approach and this and that. I don't think he's really into clairvoyant stuff, but for some reason I came across his page, and we had an exchange of messages. Nothing crazy, but I suddenly detected a presence, and I was like, are you aware you have a latching? You have a parasite? And he was like, oh yeah. We start talking about it, and so I offered to remove it, and I went to extract it, and it's like a demon dog. And I'm like, usually I just like remove them from your field. I hope you don't mind, but he keeps bowing at my feet and like saying how he loves me. I'm gonna keep him. So his demon dog just follows me everywhere. It's no longer misbehaving. It just follows me like, and I'm like, hey, boo boo, stay in your place. I have to work. And so he just sits there and he's just like, la, la. But the reason he messaged me to begin with was because this thing was influencing him and was like, I want to feed on her. And I was like, that's not allowed, right? I don't agree to that. Do you want me to remove it? So that's what happened. And then he became a friend after that. I was just like, I'm going to keep him, okay? He's like, sure. So that's how that happened. That's how that happened. Okay, let's see. How do I protect myself from negative people I must deal with? Recognition that you don't have to protect yourself, that they cannot enter your field without your permission. When we feel fear, when we feel like something can do, someone or something can do things to us without our permission or agreement, that's giving passive permission. Energetically speaking, it's like you're saying, you're more powerful than me, so do whatever you want. I can't and won't stop you. You have to just know you don't have to protect yourself. You're protected. And if they're going to make a conscious effort, then you need to push back. Okay? You have to push back. How did I go from coming from such a religious background to releasing your psychic and clairvoyant abilities? That's a really good question. That's a really, really good question. So I've always been like this, to varying degrees, of course, but I've pretty much always been like this. And being raised in a devoutly religious home, and being devoutly religious myself, it created a lot of internal conflict. And so one day, I guess it just clicked that everything about me was intentionally created, down to the ratios of my different characteristics. All of that was intentional, and God doesn't make mistakes. And so God intended for me to be this way. So there's no way God could have made a mistake the day he made me, the day it made me. And so it took me a few years, even after that realization came, it took me a few years to truly accept, like, I am who I am for a reason. And I have to stop trying to vilify myself just because other people don't understand. And it's a journey. It's definitely a journey, but you get to take the time that you need to complete that journey. No one gets to rush you except your soul. Your soul will definitely rush you if you take too long. Uh, you don't believe in God, only science. Now, what if, what if what you don't believe in is the God that is being peddled? But if we took that stigma away from God, that God is not a man sitting on a throne, what if you do believe in God, but you call it something else? And science right now, it's only a fractal of what true science is. If you begin to look into things like Kathara, Kelantic science, they actually serve to prove the existence of a divinity and a singular consciousness. So, I mean, I'm not saying that you have to believe in God, and no, I'm just saying, like, these are things I had to explore within myself, because when I got to a point where, like, religion wasn't cutting it for me, um, I did explore very short-lived exploration of atheism, where, like, you know what, I think all this religious stuff is bullshit. They just made all of this up. But then at the same time, it was like, girl, you lived through enough to know whether they made that shit up. God is real. There really is a divinity, whatever you want to call it. If because for a while, the whole God label really put me off. And I had a long talk with Michael about it. I mean, if you guys are not familiar, I talk with Archangel Michael quite a bit. He has no messages for humanity. We talk. And he's like, you realize you can call it whatever you want to help you come to terms with the fact that it actually exists. It's true. It's true. Call it source, you can call it 0 point, whatever the hell you want to call it. There is an actual divinity. Yeah, I heard that one too. And I really, really like that. Tony says, I heard a good one. God, give own definition. And here's the thing. This is what I also, I was talking about this last night on YouTube, on Instagram. I was talking about this on Instagram. My definition of God, like, how do you define something that is by definition undefinable, limitless, omnipotent? How do you begin to quantify that with such a limited human understanding, limited capacity to compute the gravity of what you're trying to quantify? And people have these definitions of what God is, but the moment you begin to try and define what God is, you then take away quite a bit of the other parts of God. So it ceases being what God is. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So when I go to define God, like, what is God to me? God is the everything and the nothing and the spaces in between. God is light and darkness and shadow and glow and everything. Everything. God is everything to me. It's an it, not a he, not a she. And if we go diving further, it's said that we human beings are scaled down versions of creation. And you see this throughout the animal kingdom, throughout all of creation, actually. You need two halves to commingle, to create anew. So, religion teaches God is a man. Well, where's the other half? If God is a man, where's the other half? Where's his goddess? We are scaled down versions of God, right? We were made in his reflection. Where is she? Removed, removed from the equation. That's why we exist in such an unbalanced state. When you begin removing the very things that keep the balance, then you have to begin trying to balance. You no longer exist in center. And I mean, really though, really though, I missed all of the troll comments. Thank you, Melissa. All I saw was Melissa removed, Melissa removed. I missed it. But, yeah, I see religions as something that serves a purpose. I also see that religions, it's like they're all spaced out at the bottom of a mountain and they're all looking up at the top. And depending on their degree of positioning, what they're going to see at the top is going to be very different. Their view is going to be different. But is it any more right or any more wrong than someone who's on a different degree of viewing? No, it's just different. It's different. What I don't like, what I don't agree with is the fact that religion is often used to further create division. Like someone came on and was saying all kind of crazy ass stuff to me in the name of Jesus. Like, get the hell out of here. Jesus's teachings were about reunification. Do not use his name to further spread hate. Like, get out of here. And someone else had commented later on. They deleted their comment. I couldn't go back and reply. But they were like, it's not okay to twist religion, but cool reading, I guess. What's not okay is for you to be a flying monkey and support the abuse of a narcissistic religious freak. That's what's not okay. So you guys, I'm just, Jesus is for all faiths. If you guys really want to get into the history of religion, Jesus wasn't a Essene. He practiced Gnosticism. Jesus existed in a state of gnosis. He did not have faith. He existed in a state of knowing he is hardwired to divinity, and nothing can unplug him from that. He said we were all brothers and sisters, all children of Christ, the Christ consciousness. He came as a representative of a consciousness, a dimensional level of understanding and knowing. He never asked to be worshiped. And if people want to talk about, Jesus died for your sins, Jesus did not tell us we were born flawed. Jesus was murdered for spreading truth, for standing as a blazing inferno of truth during a very dark period of our history. He was murdered. He was executed. Let's get this very, very straight. He was executed. He did not volunteer for that shit. He was executed, and he was willing to die for his beliefs. He did not die for our sins because we are not a flawed species. And what happened after his murder? His brothers in that Christhood, the other Essenes, who lived in purity, war was waged against them. They were nearly eradicated. Highly intelligent, everything documented, all of their books destroyed. That's what happened. That's what happened. That's the truth of what happened. I'm just saying. Well, they attempted to murder him, but something within the history of my soul's memory tells me he didn't actually die. But I'll go along with the narrative. I think what actually happened, if I can get my memories straight, he was smuggled out of the region into Kashmir, India, where he lived and his family facing execution. Um, they went the other direction. They were smuggled by the gypsies to France. Notice how gypsies are vilified. The Romani, gypsy, that term gypsy itself is very derogatory. The Essenes were vilified. Everything that supports the truth, the true story, not just the narrative, the official story, is vilified. I don't know. Believe what you need to believe. I'm just saying. Melissa, what's going on? Populist revolt. You see how Melissa's name is in blue with a little wrench? That means I've given her the authority to take that wrench and beat your ass with it. Girl, remove his ass. He doesn't get to speak to you that way. I don't think so. I don't think so. Give me 1 second. Your humor sucks. If someone like me that laughs at everything is offended, that means your humor sucks. You need better jokes, bro. Turn up at her door. Get the fuck out of here. I'll turn up at your door. You don't get to talk to my people that way. There you go. There you go. Some ground rules. Some ground rules. If you see a wrench beside their name, that means Prophy, am I a witch? No, I'm actually Catholic, baptized and confirmed. I participated in the sacrament of reconciliation as well as taking communion. I'm Catholic. So if you feel the need to have any kind of opinions, attach it to Catholicism. um, and here's something that I've been exploring. I'm gonna have to get going soon, but here's something I've been exploring. I think Jesus was more in tune with witches. um, Look at his words. I'm not talking about the Bible. I'm talking about the Dead Sea Scrolls, where he talks about lift a rock, I'm there. He's in a tree, and that sounds like Wicca. That sounds like Wicca. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Hey, I'm just saying. I used to get offended when people would ask me if I'm a witch. Now I see it as an honor. I find that everything that's been vilified in human history, everything, there's a story behind it. And the reason it had to be vilified was because it was putting too much power into the hands of the people. It took away the control, the ability to control the masses. And so if you ask me if I'm a witch, I wish. Unfortunately, I'm not. I'm just a Catholic. I wish. I wish. Because my most favorite people, I didn't figure this out until way later because they felt so afraid of others knowing. Some of my most favorite people are witches. They're the ones who are the kindest, most loving, most non-judgmental. I mean, I've never heard of a witch telling someone that they're going to burn in hell. I've never heard of a witch damning anyone. I know quite a few too. I mean, is that to say that all witches are benevolent and this and that? No, just like not all Catholics, Christians, Jews, whatever the hell religion you want to bring up, not all of them are of the purest intention. I mean, hey, as a Catholic, I don't think I've ever learned of anything about witches having holy crusades and dominating, eradicating um, indigenous peoples. I'm just saying, who's really, if we're going to try and vilify something, what really needs to be vilified? Have the witches gone and done crusades? Have they done inquisitions? Have they tortured people? I don't think so. Casting spells can't be good. You understand prayer is spell casting. Prayer is casting a spell. It's just called something different. It's just called something different. Writing is spelling. That's why they call it spelling. You're writing the spell out. You're spelling. If you look at, what you're actually participating in, um, you know, just take a look at it. See what your thoughts are on it. See how it sits with you. So, lazy retro gamer, why are you so toxic? Because if you look at homeopathic medicine, they actually introduce the very thing to cause a reverse reaction. So, if you find me toxic, it's because you are full of toxicity, and my energy is attempting to induce true healing. It's also called cognitive dissonance. My existence threatens the lie that you live. And that's okay because that's my purpose. My purpose is to trigger you, to cause you to want to prove me wrong and do the research. And in that research, you find the answers for yourself and you'll realize I'm speaking truth. But it's okay. I don't need to be right. So you don't need to come back later on and tell me you were right. Perfectly okay. But if my words offend you, I mean, there's a reason you're here on this live, all right? I didn't invite you on here. No one forced you to come on here. Maybe that's your soul begging you to recognize what it is you're actually doing, the way in which you're actually living. Maybe. Maybe, right? I'm just saying, like, you're not going to rock me from my truth. You can call me a witch. You can call me whatever you want. Call me toxic. That's fine. For some people, I am. That's okay. Because for some people, truth is like poison, poison to their lie. And that's okay too. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah, no, it's not planetary stuff. It's not. Planetary stuff just causes what's already within you to rise up. This is your truth coming out. If you're being viewed as an asshole, that's because the asshole in you is finally showing its face. It's because there's something in you that feels very brave sitting behind a computer screen and you see this and you think, oh, that's an easy target. Wrong again. This target hits back. And I guarantee my wallop is going to be much bigger than yours. And that's why I'm very calm. As a Pisces, I know what I can do. I know how tapped in I am. I know how deep my heart's oceans go. And you have to remember, maybe you weren't here at the beginning of the live where I said that in order to maintain that depth, you have to have been acclimated to the pressures of that deep. You won't crush me, not with your little comments. But I do have to go because I have a session to start. So, you guys, here it is. Here it is. This is me and my truth. Like, I got nothing to hide. I got nothing to hide. You think I'm going to be afraid if I'm called a witch? I love witches. And yes, I'm Catholic, baptized and confirmed. I'm numbered among one of you. I'm one of you. You want to say it's because she's an evil devil worshiping witch? No, I'm Catholic and I've studied Christianity. I have. So you guys, I really gotta go. Damn, my sword is upstairs. I make selenite swords. This is not the one. This is definitely not the one, but it's the complement to this selenite sword. I'm going to be giving it away once I hit 10,000 subscribers here on YouTube. We're going to go ahead and randomly select a name to win the sword. It's upstairs. It's not that one. It's upstairs. But in order to qualify, you have to be subscribed to my YouTube, my Facebook, and my Instagram. So all three, everything's semi-evolving. For all you hater asses, hate on me over there too. I like that you're raising my stuff with your shitty comments. Go ahead, hate on me on Facebook and Insta as well. I invite you. We'll make it one big party. So have a good day, everyone. Bye.